Hi there, it's Jen from modernmedicinelady.com and the Empathic Woman System, and the word of the day, or words of the day, is inner child. And I choose this word because just the other day, around the new moon, I had sent out a newsletter, and the topic was, is your inner child driving your bus? And I got a response from somebody who basically said to me, hey there, I don't have an inner child. I'm a really, really old soul, and just saying. And I was thinking a lot about that, and I was thinking about what it means to have an inner child to me, and maybe what it means to that person, and probably I'm wondering if maybe we have a different perspective about it. Because I consider or feel like a fairly old soul. I remember a lot of other times and places, and certainly I've had other people say, Jen, you're a really old soul. And I also have this, I'm very aware of this child within me. And what I was thinking about is that for me, that inner child is not part of necessarily my soul or my old soul. That inner child is more about things that got stuck in this lifetime and the places that have not been reconciled or not resolved. And so what I find personally is that the inner child is very much a child of this incarnation and very much a child of this lifetime and experiences that I've had in this lifetime, that either I formed conclusions based on the limited logic of a 5-year-old or the limited experience of a toddler, and as a result there's this way that that part of me that experienced something at a very, very young age is still kind of connected and basically driving my bus. And I don't see being an old soul and having an inner child as mutually exclusive. I think the thing is that while access to the wisdom of our old soul can be extremely helpful, awareness that there may be a part of us, even as an old soul, that was affected by things that happened in this lifetime. And especially when we were young, especially if we had a challenging experience, which I would say probably like 90%, maybe 95% of people on this planet have been through something challenging, if not everybody. But every so often I run into somebody who lived a charmed life, who really did have an experience, who just somehow managed to go through their entire life kind of unscathed and not dealing with something really intense or tragic or difficult. But for most of us, there's at least one or two things that happened where it really gave us pause, where it really was such a shock and it was such an intense experience that kind of locked things into our memory and into our energy systems, where we're just like, whoa, what just happened? And when these kinds of things happen when we're really young, it really can lock a particular part of ourselves in history. It's kind of like amber, thinking about like something like insects frozen in amber or frozen in time, that the intensity of an event can basically leave a part of us that will be perpetually 5. And one of the things that also can happen for us is when we have experiences that are really intense, a lot of times we will form conclusions based on the age we are and our limited cognitive abilities. Like, a 5-year-old or an 8-year-old doesn't have the same capacity to understand and process and basically get the nuances of things that an adult does. And if something really intense happens at the age of 5 or at the age of 8, chances are we're going to interpret it through that lens, and as a result we form beliefs about the way the world works by going through that experience. So when I'm talking about inner child, I am talking about those parts of ourselves that experience something that locked a piece of us at a particular time and place and is still forming conclusions based on that time and experience, or is still responding emotionally to things based on that time and experience. And often when something is coming up that resembles as an experience or is similar in feeling to that, that part of us will sort of surface and will be the part of us that is reacting and responding. So like I said, I don't see being an old soul and having an inner child as mutually exclusive. I actually see them as fairly different things, and I think that most of us have some part of ourselves that is that inner child, that is sort of the piece of us that is not necessarily completely matured and developed and grown up, but is still kind of wandering around as a toddler, as a 4-year-old, as a 5-year-old, as an 8-year-old, or in many cases as all of the above. So my question to you right now is, when you think about it this way, are you aware of sort of that inner child within you? And are there parts of you that are responding to things from that place of the unresolved stuff that happened when you were little? Are you still, is there a part of you that is basing conclusions about the safety of the world because of something that you may have experienced at the ages of 2, 3, 4, 5? And how do you take care of that child within you? How do you nurture that part of yourself that may be still looking for resolution, that may still be looking for healing? So I'd love to hear what you have to say. Please leave a comment below. And until next word of the day, I am wishing you peace and ease and a nice, cozy, cuddly space for those parts of ourselves that are still the wee ones inside of us. And just lots and lots and lots of love. And in the meantime, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jennifer Moore, Modern Medicine Lady. And until next word of the day, I am wishing you peace.